good evening, everyone. I'm going to share my screen now, and please let me know when you can see it. So once again, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to be here. So basically, I would like this to be a conversation, and it's basically a conversation of life, what happens to us after the scar, what's next? Or when we have a scar, because the scar might never go away. But how do we get to continue our life, build confidence, not let anybody intimidate us, not let anything stop us, not let anything kill our dreams? Because sometimes after the burn, when there is an accident, the face is disfigured, hands disfigured, legs disfigured, and sometimes we just feel like there is nothing else for me to do. And sometimes people would even want to talk you out of what you want to do. But what we are discussing this evening is, who did you ever think you wanted to become, and what is it you wanted to do before the burn? Can you still do that thing? And if you can't still do that thing, because yes, you can still do it, how do you get to do it? How do you build your confidence in such a way that you're still growing as an individual, you're still growing professionally? It doesn't stop you from being who you want to be, and you are not going to even let anybody stop you from being that person. What is confidence? Confidence is a word we get to hear more often. Sometimes it feels like it's just a word. Oh, I can stand, or I can speak before people. I can, maybe you have your own business, you have people working for you. You can tell them what to do and they have to obey you because of course you are their boss. Maybe you're working with people and you give them instructions, so you feel that okay, you are confident. I know that they said there are also some, maybe you're a young person or you're a child and they ask you a question in school and you just answer, you think you are confident. But there is a lot that has to do with confidence. Confidence is you, first of all, believing in your worth, believing in who you are, believing that even with these scars on my face, even with this stain on my body, even with all of this, I know who I am. I know what I am worth, regardless of what has even happened to me. It's you trusting your ability to face challenge. I used to tell anybody that has gone through something so I normally tell myself that almost everybody in this life has gone through something, or is still going through something, or have gone through one trauma or the other, or still going through. However, they are great to this. Some people went through the ones that are just mental, psychological. Some people went through the one that have left forever scar in their faces, on their skin, in their body. Me, I have a scar on my leg that it was from. I got that since I was in secondary school. And at some point, it was even affecting my own confidence. I didn't like anybody seeing that. I'll make sure that I always cover it. So there's always a grade to that. So for every person that is on this call, it means that you might have the scar that you need to still trust that this has happened to me, but I know who I am and I'm still going to trust in my ability. It doesn't stop who I am. And then is you also showing up even when you are afraid, even when you think that, oh, will people want to listen to me with all of this? Will people want to still see my face because my face is already disfigured? It is you knowing that, yes, I can show up and still be this person in this picture, smiling regardless of what has happened. It's you accepting yourself while you continue to grow. It's you saying that, you know what, I'm not going to let this just be the end of my life. I'm not going to give up on myself. No, I'm going to push. It's not going to be easy because even when somebody is, let me use when somebody is broke or somebody does not even have money, it's very difficult for the person to be confident to want to do anything or even step out of the house or go anywhere. But it's you saying that, okay, I have this, but it's not going to stop me because I am the best at what I do. So it's you building that confidence. So the confidence is not the absence of your scars. If it has come, it has. Some of us have scars that has come to stay. They are not going to go away. Obviously, maybe surgery or something can take them away. Some will take so much time. But we are telling ourselves this evening that confidence for us is not the absence of our scars, it is the courage for us to live with them and for us to also live beyond them. Why confidence matters to us? It is because it helps us to speak up. If you're not confident, you just be there, you know what to do, you know how to do it. But because you feel like, oh, if I talk or if I stand up, maybe you're in the midst of people, everybody's attention will turn to you. So you will not speak up. What if you speak up and you just get one opportunity that just blows you up, or that opportunity that can change your life forever? You need to be confident, because it is only confidence that can open doors for you. It is only when you knock on the doors. You have to be confident enough to go and knock on the door. You have to be confident enough to ask for things, because this is life. And let me even use Nigeria as a case study. This is Nigeria, where you cannot even just sit back and one door will just open for you. You have to go and knock. And for every one door you want to open, you have to knock on like 10 or 20 doors for every one opportunity. You have to look out for like 20, 30 opportunities. So if you're not confident enough, you will continue to doubt yourself. But when you are confident, your self-doubt will reduce. Your mental health will be improved. That is because you wake up every day, you look at the mirror, you see that, oh, okay, some things are happening. I know some of us here are the medical personnel taking care of the survivors. But we are able to tell them that, okay, your mental health can improve. Look beyond the scars. Look, who are you? Are you one of the best singer? And when you sing, the whole world shakes. Are you one of the best business person? Like, there's no business you will start that you will not succeed. So you have to start looking at those good things so that your mental health can be improving, because it is the things that gives us joy most times that helps us and that helps our own mental health. And you need confidence so that your decision making also can improve. You can decide for yourself. Some of us here have families. You can decide for your family also. You can decide that this thing that happens to me, I'm not going to let any other person pass through the same trauma I passed through. I'm not going to let anybody that's coming after me. It could be family, it could be friends, it could even be associates, it could be people that are doing business with you. It will help your decision making every single time that you choose confidence. Your identity is always bigger than your scars. Some people have had scars all over their body. Some people, they've had scars even in their hearts. The thing about born is that, and about survivors that most of us here are, and even the people taking care of them, is that sometimes even when the old born is healing and all, the trauma that comes with that experience, every time you think about it. So when we say scar, it even goes beyond the physical appearance. Scar also goes into what has happened to us mentally, what has happened to us psychologically. It is the whole event that changed our life before that thing happened. But we must know that our identity is bigger. Who are you? That's the question first. Who are you? Who were you before that accident? Who were you before that born? What were you doing? What did you like doing? Were you the person that liked going out with your friends? Were you the person that liked going to maybe play football? And now the leg, you can no longer even use it for football. But even at that, what did you like again that you can pick up and not let the scar limit you? Because you are more than it, you are more than the pain. If you could, it's not easy, but if you could survive and still be alive, it means that you can continue to survive, actually. If you've ever gone through something, if you've ever gone through a bond that has changed the whole trajectory of your life and you are still on this call, it means that you are such. As a matter of fact, we should be applauding you, because you're a warrior, you're a conqueror, you have gone through something that not everybody has gone through. So you must know that those dreams you had, you're worthy of it all. You're worthy of the love. You're worthy of the respect. Never, ever, ever, ever look down on yourself, because it is when you do that other people, you give them opportunities to do so. But every single time you lift your head up and you tell yourself, okay, this has come to stay. For me, I was given a case study of my legs. I had a scar on my legs, and it happened while I was in secondary school. And all through then, from when I was still a teenager, and there is so much those scars can do to your self-esteem, especially when you're still growing. For our people that are young, yeah, maybe you're a teenager underscore, you're a young person, or you are a child. I had an injury on my legs, so I would always want to cover it. It's just a bit above my knee. I don't want anybody to ever see it. So any clothes they are making for me, it must cover that leg. And what did that do to me? It reduced my self-esteem first. However, as I started growing, I started seeing other people that even had worse scars. Some people see their whole body, but they will still open their body and do what they want to do. You still see the mark on their hand because some you can't even hide them. Some people, hands burnt out, faces, and all of that. So what I started doing was first of all coming to acceptance that okay, this guy is not going anywhere. Oh, I have to live with it. And it does not even change who I am. So when somebody asks me what happened to your leg, I tell them this is what happened to my leg. I got injured in school. I didn't pay attention to the treatment. And in fact, I was even hiding it from family. So it's a process. I wake up one day and say I'm a confident person. That is because even the best people we admire, that maybe we see them on our screen, the people we turn on our TV and we watch them doing one thing, they are doing a show, they are doing something. We see them globally, we admire them so much. They are speaking, they are presidents, they are public speakers, whatever they are. The fact is, they did not build their confidence in a day. Nobody builds confidence in a day. And if you still ask some of them, they will tell you that it's not that they still do not have fears. It's not like they don't have scars. There's a song that says the number of my scars are the number of my victories. So it's not like they don't have scars, oh. They still have all those things. But what they put in front is that they know their self-worth. They have come to self-acceptance to say, okay, I have this. However, I am not going to let this define me. So you must remember also that it is when you accept it that this has come to stay. I have this. The doctors have said, okay, this will take time to heal. The doctors have said, okay, this is how this is going to be. That is when it starts becoming a part of you. So the next thing you start thinking of is, okay, now that this has come to be, what's next? What are the options? How can I continue my life with this? Because it becomes a part of you. And you must remember that you have to be resilient. That's because some days you just have hope. Normally in life, there are even things you want, and some days you'll be filled with so much hope. Another day, you'll just be discouraged. But we must be resilient people as survivors. We must have faith that, okay, this has happened, but something good can still come out from this that has happened to us. Our scars tell a story of survivor. It doesn't really reduce our value. In the marketplace, there is me, I'm a realist. I like saying I'm a realist because sometimes I like dealing with reality and not just fine tune things, not just an aspire to perspire. Most times, I like being in the reality of things. Okay, this has happened. What are the odds? Our scars tell a story of survival, not a reduction of our value. I'll be very practical with this. Let's talk about, let's say, survival that maybe there is now a physical bond. There's not a physical bond that maybe has affected the person's face. The fact is, this has come to stay with you. And maybe you are applying for an opportunity, you want a job or you want to do something. And immediately they see you, they say, oh no, we can't employ somebody that has bond on their face because you are in the front desk, and when people come, you are the first person they will see. The fact is, if that has been your lifelong dream, you will be very sad when you receive that kind of feedback. You will be very sad. But let me take us back to what I said earlier. You have to be self-aware. So before somebody gives you that kind of feedback, before somebody tells you that kind of thing, you need to know first that, okay, I have this car now. What are the odds? What are the feedback I am likely to receive? Okay, if they cannot put me in the front desk, what else? How else can I function? What other role can I take? What can I do with my hands? How then can I even build and share my own story? You don't want to give me your front desk. You don't want to give me your stage. You don't want to give me your presence. How can I build my own in such a way that I tell my story? And when people see those scars, they know that the scar is what has made me. So we must know that the scars, they tell our story of survival. They do not just reduce our value. So when you have that kind of rejection, all those kind of feedback, it is not for you to feel like, oh, my value has reduced. No, 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 no. It's for you to know that there is a story behind that, and how you tell it is very important. If you do not tell your story, I always tell myself, but if you not tell your story, people will go and tell it another version. They might tell a lesser version. No, no, no. I will tell my story. So you must tell your story. You must know your story. You must accept your story, and you must be willing to use that story for your own good. That is confidence. And of course, for the good of others. Because every time that you are self-aware, because self-awareness, I have talked about that, is the foundation. Every time you are self-aware, you'll be able to identify the opportunities before you. You will be able to identify the things that you can no longer do. You'll be able to identify your values. You'll be able to see the good things in front of you. You'll be able to see the opportunity in every place where there is no opportunity. You're able to look out for people that you can build a community with, because you are self-aware. You know this has happened, this has happened. I'm not going to kill myself. So what's next? And another thing that help also in this journey of building confidence is journaling. Journaling means you just writing your thoughts. You can have your personal journal. You can always pen down the days you feel good, the days you feel bad. You can write about it. If you're not a person that deals with hard copy book and maybe pen, you can always do that in your phone. Most phones that you always have notes. You can have your personal notes. Always journal your moments. Oh, I had an interview today and this is the feedback I got. I don't like it. I feel bad about it. You can write it out. Do not swallow it. You will not build confidence like that. You need to be able to pour heart, because it helps you to not develop. Okay, this is what they said. Okay, from what they said, now what do I need to develop? And you develop that, you move forward with your life. And what's next? I always tell people that it's good to always see only the good side, but the reality of life is that there are always two sides. There's always left and there's always right. There's always front of the coin and back of the coin. So for you to build your own confidence with whatever that has happened beyond the scars, you must see the two sides. Be aware of the both sides. Before you come and tell me I'm tall, I'm a 5'7". While I was also a teenager and growing up, people, you know how we do, I'll tell people I'm a lady, so I'm tall. For a girl at that age, I was tall. And when people see you on the road, they are calling your sort of name, Agbani Derego. I'm tall and I'm slim. Agbani Derego, Tolly, Dogo, all those kind of things. It's also affected my self-esteem at some point when I was a teenager. And then it's also bad that at some point I started using the phone of my siblings to ask Google how to become short, how to add weight. When they say stand on the queue, maybe assembly or something, or we are somewhere, I will just quickly go to the back because I don't want somebody to now shout at me and say, Dogo, you're covering also. But when I started building my confidence, it made me start knowing that first self-awareness, I am tall. The first thing I went to do is, matter what is your height? I checked my height. Oh, I'm a 5'7", perfect. Then I couldn't even wear heels. I love it, but I can't wear it because of that people trying to mold my confidence for me. And they don't want me to even have that confidence. People working on my self-esteem for me. But immediately I built that. I started wearing any heel I want to wear. I don't care if you are short behind me. Move forward and go and stay in front by yourself. But every single time that you want to make me feel like, oh, you are so tall. No, I change it. I'm not the one that's so tall. It's actually you that's a bit short. So you must know those two signs. What are those things that want to make you feel small? Oh, you have a bone. You are not different. No. You know it by yourself. You have a bone. Yes, you know that. Journal it if you need to journal it. Then write it down. I have a bone. This is what it can limit me from doing. However, this is what I can still do. And that keeps you in check. That keeps you going. So for you to become the best version of yourself, it starts with self-confidence, like I have said. You must be self-confident. If you are not, trust me, the world is not so perfect with people that want you to be confident. People will rather ride on you. People will rather ride on your scars. People will rather ride on the physical ones. People have scars that are not even seen, and people are riding on them. More or less, when you have scars that are visible, people will want to suppress you. So you need that version of yourself. You need to be self-aware to build that. Then you must speak kindly to yourself. Never speak low of yourself. Oh, my face is not disfigured. I am not the ugliest person. Oh, no, you are not. You survived something that could have killed you. You survived something that has killed a lot of people. What we say to ourselves, it matters. They say the tongue has so much power. What you tell yourself, when other people start telling you, it starts settling into your head. So you yourself, tell yourself good things. Replace the things you saying, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, I cannot go out. I want everybody first in the compound to have gone out before I will come out so that nobody will see me. No, 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 no. You have to blend with it. And don't be shy of your story. This happened, this happened. I survived it. And treat yourself with great respect. How you treat yourself most times will determine how people treat you. There are sometimes you treat yourself with respect, and there are some people that can be very rude. Some people can be very mean. Some people can be very careless. Some people can be very nonchalant and still treat you anyhow. But please, that should not stop you. As parents, when we have children that are survivors, we must teach them how they will carry themselves. We must teach them to be aware. Your child should not be telling you that, oh, mommy, my hand is burnt, or daddy, my hand is burnt. I will want the child to shut up and not. No, no, no. Please, if you know that that has come to stay with the child, the earlier that child becomes self-aware and you're able to teach the child the positive aspect of that, and the better. So that when they go to school, when they are amongst their peers, and somebody tries to talk them down, work on their confidence, make them feel smaller than themselves, or make them feel like they are not a normal human being, they are coming from home where there is a strong positive affirmation. They are coming from home where their mother and father has molded them so well that even the children that feel like they don't have scars, they can't talk to them. So we must be conscious of this, and we must always ensure that the people that we are taking care of under our custody, we must also ensure we are the ones carrying the scars, that we do not let anything make us feel less at any point. My question, can we relate? These are different scars. This is the reality of different people. And the fact is, I actually really, really honor and respect the work that Mrs. Eunice is doing with this Born Survivor Support Initiative, because, I talked about self-awareness. When I wanted to put these pictures, I was like, okay, if there are some people that will be on this call that maybe have some scars, they might feel triggered. I'm not like, oh, no, 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 I'm talking about confidence and I've talked about awareness. So the pictures are not so that. Okay, I have reality of so many. We can also see children here. This is their reality. So I bring us to imagine this child. Just think, let's imagine together. Imagine this child trying to play with our peers, children around her. Imagine how much they will bully this child. So imagine if this child is staying in a home where the parents is always shutting her up and not making her express herself, or the parents does not start building on time in our heads that, okay, this is an accident that happened. However, it doesn't stop you. Can you still raise your hands? Yes, raise your hands. So it means that when you're in school, they tell you raise your hands. You can raise your hands. Can you still move your body? Move your body. Can you still see me? You can see. Can you still sing? You can sing. Can you clap? You can clap. Then what can the child not do because of that accident? Can you start teaching the child already, so that they start getting used to it? Not negatively, not harshly. Remember we said speak nicely to yourself, nicely to the child. Oh dear, because of this, these are some things you can no longer do. This is the reality of different people. Some people can no longer use their hands. Some people have everlasting mark. It is us knowing this is the reality. So, what's next with the reality? So, it is us knowing that our scars may have changed our skin, like what we saw, skin have changed. It's no longer as beautiful as it might have been, but it was never allowing what happens to us to become more powerful than what we can become. Can that child still become great? Yes. Can the man whose whole body feels like he's all burnt up still become who he wants to be, the biggest CEO that everybody will come to know, and he start employing so many people? Yes. Can he still speak? Yes. The child that can no longer use their hands, can they be taught how they can be the best public speaker, the best musician, or what can they do? Can they be taught that early? The young person, teenage person, the hands are gone. What's next? What can you do with your voice? You can be the person facilitating this training. And trust me, you facilitate training for other people, telling other survivors that this is what you can do even when this has happened to you. You share your practical story. You will be invited across the world to come and speak to people. People will pay you to come and share your experience. Another thing we must do is that we must surround ourselves with support. You cannot do this life alone. Life is already hard on its own. And then you're now in Nigeria. Life is double hard again. And you are now within people that some people, they don't even want to use eye and see somebody that feels like maybe there's a scratch on their skin. Some people can never mind their business. That's triple hard. But you must find a community. Because no matter how confident you are, there are still bad days you will have. There are days you will feel so down. There are days you will feel bad. There are days you will think about how your life used to be before the accident and then what your life has become now. But on those days, you need to be encouraged. Sometimes you cannot encourage yourself. But once you have people around you, once you have community, it helps you. Can you talk to somebody? That's why you have this support group. And you can always reach out and speak to somebody. Oh, this is how I'm feeling now. I feel so bad. Somebody said something, and it's affecting my self-esteem. I feel like my confidence has come down. I was invited to come and do something today. And when I got on stage, I wanted to speak, and people were after you're done speaking about all these things and expressing yourself, community helps you to build yourself back. Then there's something I put here: limit time with people who dim your light. And that's also what we should teach the people that are under our care. Some people, the only thing they know how to do is to talk negative on people. They speak negativity into your life. They speak their insecurity into you. You want to go for something, you want to apply for an opportunity, you want to apply for that job, you want to push that contract, you want to go for this thing. They will just tell you that, oh, they will not give you. Avoid them totally if you can. They are not helping you. And then another thing that helps also, like I said, we need people. You can always look out for role models. Anytime I think bonds, anytime I think survivors, Keshi always comes to my mind. That is because sometimes I always imagine and I always admire her strength. In her 30s, mid-30s, or I think she's 37. See what she's doing with her life. And sometimes I'll be like, even me that I didn't go through this so much that she went through. I'm not even using my full potential. But still somebody's still pushing. Still somebody's still trying to push. And the fact is, it is because she has decided to push herself. That's why people are now also helping her push herself. The reason is simple. The more you hide behind your doors, the more you want to stay in the room and don't allow anybody to see you, nobody will see you. Nobody will want to know your story. Nobody will want to support you. People will not just, they say if you're always at home or you're always behind the door, people will not even know. Sometimes you just have to speak. But the more that people know that you are trying your best to push yourself, the more you can see like-minded people. You can become a source of encouragement for somebody else. You have written a book about your story. You have gone through so much. You have so much knowledge you want to share. Can that go into a book already? Start pushing it. How to survive bully after born. Parents, maybe you had a child and you were able to groom the child onto adulthood, the child more confident. How to help your child I put Nick there. Was one of the, I think, Sosoliso aircrafts that accident like 2005 or so, and she was one of the two survivors of that. And the story has that she has gone through over 100 surgeries, and you can imagine. But she's actually a global figure now. I put the last person there, Nick. Nick is somebody that always inspires me, and is a story I'm always very interested in. That is because he was born without limbs. Nick does not have, like, this picture you are seeing, this third picture. Yeah, that is how he is. He doesn't have legs, he does not have limbs. However, Nick has grown to become a global public speaker. People are paying thousands of dollars for him to come and speak just because he's sharing his story. Why I put him here is to let us know that confidence is not built in a day. It is process, and it most times starts when we are self-aware, when we accept that this is who we have been. He was born without limbs. And if you read his story, he said when he was growing up and observed that he was different from other children, he had to accept it and know what he wants to do and make out of his life. And then celebrate your progress, not perfection. You don't have to be perfect. There is a saying that says it's always progress over perfection. If you pursue perfection, you will never make progress. You will never put any foot forward. But the moment you put one foot forward, there's an opportunity for you to put the second one forward. So always just make sure you're making progress. Today, how did I do? Me like this, I always track my progress. Today, how did I do? Did I do? The only thing you owe yourself, I always tell myself this, not that the only thing you owe yourself is to make sure that you do better in July than you did in June. I am building this confidence. Me and you, now all of us on this call, we're building this. We're also helping people in this community, in this Born Survivors group, build confidence. How did we do in June? What we owe ourselves is to ensure that we do better in July, and that is progress. So progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. And that is what we must always tell the people that we are taking care of. It's progress. It's not perfection. The day you feel bad is fine. Feel bad. But after you feel bad, don't stay there. Come out from it and make another progress. I've talked about keeping a journal. Celebrate each step. Each step you make a win. Celebrate it. You decided to start your business again. You had given up before. Now you say, let me start this business again. Even if it's one person that bought from you. Celebrate of the need for you to be flawless. Cannot be flawless. I've told us about Nick. Nobody is flawless even in this life. So please, we must let go of the need for us to want to be flawless. Yes, I've talked about our appearance not diminishing or determining our potential. If you know that you used to like playing football, I've talked about that. And now doctors have said, oh, you can no longer use these legs to play football. It's okay to develop other skills, become the best at it, and you can still become that wealthy person, that successful person that you want to be. These are like barriers. I'll skip some slides. These are like barriers that can always affect our confidence. Negative self-talk. This one, sometimes we are the ones that will talk about it. And dear parents, if we are dealing with children that are survivors, we must avoid this because it may be a joke to the child, or you are talking to yourself. That's the way that it registers things. So why you think you just said it in passing? It might have stayed there. Never self-talk negatively to you. Comparison, that one will just steal your joy. Even in life, when you see yourself and you see another person and you be like, oh, me and this person, I know much more than this person. Me and this person, we started together. Now see the person's life. It is reality. We must do that. That's how life is normally. I feel like I used to say that's how God created us. Because of course, if I started something with you and the person is making so much progress and I feel like I'm stuck, you must always want to be like, but I started with this person, but I know much more than this person. However, you will kill your joy if you are doing that negatively. Every time you think about that, it should be for you to make progress. Okay, I can still make progress. That's the only reason why you should look at somebody and want to say, oh, I started with this person. Why this person's like, no, 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 look at yourself. What's next? That's how to build your confidence. Then past trauma. Trauma is hard to let go. If you need to talk to your therapist, you need to, that's why you have this support group. Participate in all the activities. And with that, you'll be building your confidence. But every time that you do not want to come out from that trauma, you don't want to talk to somebody because you think that is the end of it, or nobody can tell you. There's this thing that we always do. What are you going to tell me that I've not heard before? That can affect your confidence. They might tell you something that you have heard before, but they might tell you in another way. And that day might just be your own day where you hear that thing in another way. Seriously. And you just start building your confidence again. Another barrier is perfectionism. You want to be perfect. You want it to be perfect. This thing is not perfect. You're not going to put it out. It can never be perfect. And then lack of support. I'm glad that we all have support here. By virtue of being in this group, you have support. So kudos to our convener of this initiative. Thank you for doing this, because of course this is support. For personal and professional development, this is what confidence looks like in everyday life. Let's not take it too far. This is what it looks like. It is you need a job, apply for that job. Don't sign yourself out first because you feel they are not going to give you. No, I've talked about it. If you know the job where you feel like, oh, I can no longer function in this place, don't say, let me just put my faith. Faith without work is dead. Part of the work you should do is also being self-aware. God will love you being self-aware. And then speak up in meetings, speak up in class. If we're taking care of children as people that take care of survivors, we must teach them that they should speak up in class. Does bonds and scars make us, sometimes it puts us in a position where you have to work twice as hard. That is because a child that might not have scar might answer a question and maybe the child not get it right. Nobody will want to laugh at them or anything. But you see a child that has scar, and because the child even stand up, everybody will be looking at the child. Some will be murmuring and laughing already. Even for young people, even as adults. But confidence means we are teaching them that, okay, make sure when you know it, you answer. When you do not even know it, you already know you have scar. So even if anybody laughs at you, sometimes I used to tell people that if somebody will laugh at you because of something, because you already know that, you first of all, laugh at yourself, laugh first. They are done laughing, or laugh with them, and it continues. And with time, you will see that they will stop, because they're trying to make you feel bad, but you're not feeling bad, and you're rather making them feel very, very, should I say stupid, or feel like they don't matter, because obviously they don't matter. Then when you look at yourself, please be compassionate, be kind to yourself. I know scars are there. Our skin are no longer the same, but we must be kind to ourselves. Please be kind to yourself. I've talked about relationship. I cannot overemphasize that. Your confidence is built when you are surrounded by people that wants to help you build them. When you are surrounded by people that will always talk down on it, you will never build them. Try opportunities. Don't be too used to what you're already doing. No. Don't say, let me be doing this so that I'll do all the days of my life, because something good can come. Something good came out of Nazareth. I'm a Christian, so yes, when I'm teaching, I always refer to my background. Something good came out of Nazareth. So please, something good can come out of your story. Something good can come out of your journey. So we must stop asking, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? It has happened. It has happened. What can I do now that it has happened? What support do I have around me? What are the options? What actions do I need to take? How do I still become who I want to be with this? And how can I even add this as an advantage and help other people? So always know that when it comes to building your confidence, this practice. So I put this picture here to tell us that these people running here, if they do not practice, they will fail so woefully. Must practice. If you want to build a business and sell to people, you must practice. If you want to sell a product and you want to put a face out there, you must practice. You must practice. You must must practice. And yes, back to Keshi, you can see how this beauty became this after that we are seeing just because of that particular day that our whole life changed and everything changed. However, if there's one thing I admire about her is that she must have gone through trauma, of course. She might still even be going through some of the trauma now and all of that, but is still trying to do something even while she's afraid, is still trying to ensure that okay, she still wants to wear good clothes, she still wants to ensure her mental, she still wants to love herself, because you must love yourself before you can even want to, still continue to do what you want to do. So you don't have to be somebody else. Please just be yourself and try to be confident in your new skin. Now, okay, I'm not a victim, I have survived this, I'm now a survivor. It's like we must have fear at some point, but even with the fear, we must build courage, we must see possibilities in things. And then this is like reflection exercise we can always do in our spare time. Just tell yourself, what are my strengths? What do I know how to do very, very well? I will be the best at it, or even the second parents. Think about those things and start seeing the positive. That will help you to build confidence. What is one thing you have done that you are so proud of? It could be that you survived. Think about it. You can journal it. You can write it down. What is one thing you even do this week that requires you to be confident? What is that thing you have been pushing? I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I will do it later. I will do it later. This week, I am urging you, take some time. Think deeply about all of these things and ask yourself, by the end of this year, what is one thing I want to be proud of, that I survived this and I am still able to achieve all of this even while surviving this? I want to help other young people also, other people also that passes through me, to know that they can survive with this. And I want other people also, I want to build my confidence so much that when people see me, they be like, how is she doing this? How is he doing this? How is this child so confident? The child is so confident because there's so much love at home, there's so much love in the support group, there's so much love with the doctors, so much love with the people taking care of them and telling them that they can still be who and whatever they want to be. For survivors, for people with scars, even the visible scars, even people that have the emotional and mental scars, daily affirmations is something that works. Some people will think that it's just something you're repeating every time, but I always say that write something good to yourself. You are beautiful. Yes, this happened. What's next? You can always put that in somewhere. If you take care of children, you can always teach the children to repeat it. Every time you feel fear, every time you feel less confident, every time somebody might have said something and then you are feeling like, every time you might have been laughed at, every time you feel like you want to bury your head in your bed and not come out from your room, every time you feel like you want to be depressed because of your scar, always say those things to yourself. Print it out, put it somewhere in your room, put it somewhere where you can always see it. Print it somewhere and put it always in the bags of your children. Just have it looking at you everywhere. Have it in your phone. It can be your wallpaper. And every single time, tell yourself this. And trust me, it has a way of helping us build confidence. Yes, this is one of my favorites Bible verse when it comes to my own confidence. If anything I want to do, so I'll be like, matter, God has not given you the spirit of fear. I cast out every spirit of fear. That's because truly, God has not given us the spirit of fear. He didn't say that. He didn't give this and said it is only for people that don't have bones. No. It's everybody. Us. It's all of us. It's me and you. So he has not given me and you the spirit of fear, but of course, power, love, and a sound mind. And confidence is built in love, in power, and in sound mind. So thank you for having me. And yes, that is I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you that we can be confident and not confuse you. Thank you.